And that means, therefore, if you recognize it, you may want to get over it, and therefore you can then open yourself up to possibly new opinions. You will not know whether they are true, but you'll be invited to participate in a series of them, and then you must then consider, gee, if all of these things can be said together in such a way, perhaps there is some reason why they're called true. Understanding. Then if you could confirm all of that in your own experience, knowledge or wisdom. So, well, why is there love? Yeah, why? What's the reason? What's the origin of it? Yeah, just...
Oh, you're going to ask.
I can't hear
you. To join the mortal and the immortal. To be able to communicate between mortal and immortal.
Yeah, but okay. What's the reason for that? Yeah, I'm not rejecting your answer.
What's the reason for that?
Yeah, why, what do you need it for?
Is there a need for that?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Because the mortal doesn't have that ability without some aid.
Yeah.
Without some help.
Yes.
Power.
Yeah.
In order to participate in.
Yeah. One of the most difficult questions in this game is to know when you have an answer to, and whether or not you have answered a question or not. That's one of the most important questions. How do you know when you have an answer that it really answers the question that's being posed? Yeah, want to try one?
No, how do you know whether you have the right answer to a question? How?
That's right, I asked that.
Oh.
Good heavens. Did you see that? Here, my question, and you take it over as if it were your own. Ah, I'm shocked.
See, well, there has to be love in order for there to be a unified theory or unified metaphysics like that. There has to be some mean between the two extremes in order for there to be balance and harmony in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. Well, look here, I tell you, let's...
the origin of love has to be something prior to everything else in the universe. It has to be there first. It has to be...
Well, okay. If love is... Hold that, see, consider that. Now you're making a statement, right? Love has to be there first, okay? So you keep that in mind in the way in which you're visualizing it. Okay, good. Yes, please?
So that I can have fun. And I want to turn it upside down and start from here.
Could be, could be. All right. So we'll shift the question now to what is the origin of love? What does that mean? How did love come into the universe? What kind of explanation be given for that? And that's why we need the next sentence. Now we're going to go into the myth.
Who was his father? Said I, and who was his mother?
When you personify, you see, personify love, make it into a person, then you can ask the question, if it's a person, who was its father and who was its mother?
That's a rather long story.
Right? See how you do it? You personify these great mysteries, and then now you can ask about them in respect to the nature of the story itself. The nature of the story itself is if that love can be said to be the personification of someone, right? There it is, love personified as a person. Then you can ask, what's the origin of the person? Now, whatever qualities, now look here, whatever things you say come together into a unity, whatever you say, that can be brought together into unity, that personifies the Father, then you're talking about the qualities that brought into existence love.
Won't you also have another mean analogy between the father and the mother?
Yes, 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 yes. That would be bringing them together. That's another mean analogy. Quite true, quite true. Okay, all right, now, let's play. Now, we have to then have a particular set of qualities for each of these people We said before, therefore, did we not, that one of them has to be divine. So one or some of these must be divine. They must be able to personify. And therefore, by the way, when you have an ideal personification of something, you have a symbol.
You have
Symbol. That's the nature of moving from a personification. When a personification represents the qualities most ideally into a unity, that becomes a symbol. Good. Let's charge. Now we're going to get the drama. Go ahead.
When Aphrodite was born, the gods held a feast. Among them, Plenty, the son of Never at a Loss.
And that's a great name for a father, is it not? He was never at a loss. Right? Now we're going to get the qualities. Okay.
When they had dined, Poverty came in begging, as might be expected with all that good cheer, and hung about the doors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plenty then got drunk on the nectar, for there was no wine yet, and went into Zeus's park, all heavy, and fell asleep.
Passed out. See?
So Poverty, because of her penury, made a plan to have a child from Plenty, and lay by his side, and conceived love.
And in heaven this takes just a short while, and out comes.
This is why love has become follower and servant to Aphrodite, having been begotten at her birthday party. And at the same time, he is by nature a lover busy with beauty, because Aphrodite is beautiful. Then, since love is the son of Plenty and Poverty, he gets his fortunes from them. First, he is always poor, and far from being tender and beautiful.
Now, what we're going to get is a series of qualities for each of the figures in the myth. We're going to identify, you should then go back through the story and list every single one of the qualities assigned to each of these figures. And when they come together, you want to know then what are the set of qualities that love has. And you'll tell me later, perhaps, which ones are excluded, or are they all brought together? These kinds of questions we can ask now. Go ahead.
He's always poor, far from being tender and beautiful as most people think. He is hard and rough and unshod and homeless, lying always on the ground without bedding, sleeping by the doors and in the streets in the open air, having his mother's nature, always dwelling with want.
See, always in want. Now, I'm not writing all the qualities down, as you can see. I just want to get a few of them. All right, go ahead.
But from his father again, he has designs upon beautiful and good things, being brave and go-ahead and high-strung, a mighty hunter, always weaving devices, and a successful coveter of wisdom, a philosopher.